Welcome to another 2v2 commentary video. Today I'll be sharing with you 8 games that I played with my Rsham partner. So right away we're going to get into a Fury Holy Paladin right here. Really what I'm trying to do in this matchup is, and like most matchups with 1 DPS 1 healer, is to just be a gatekeeper and ensure that any moves on my shaman are punished with a lot of, good consistent damage and CC for that healer if he tries to join in too. So I managed to get the warrior down to like 40% right away just because they're tunneling so hard into my shaman. Melee wings is popped. I just keep trying to peel. It's costing them in mana, as you can see. They're already down 20k mana. So finally they give up, try to hit me a bit. Really good that they popped everything to include melee wings there. So the next few minutes will be quite enjoyable for my shaman and I. Just doing whatever I can here. I just choose to hit the warrior because I know that I'll be able to stick on him better and force more heals. Really, in 1 healer 1 DPS, I pay less attention to health bars and more to mana bars, because this is the fact of life. They're going to go into dampening, and at that point mana is more important than health almost. So I'm really happy with this. Like, the warrior feels squishy to me. I'm not sure about his gear. I haven't looked up any of these players on Armory, but I just feel good hitting him. Like, I see his bar dropping a little lower every global I press. So I keep doing that. And the Paladin is more than happy to just sit back and cast those efficient holy lights into him. And I'm alright with that, because I'm not taking any damage. I'm healing whatever damage I take. See an opportunity to get a double fear there. Double fear is always better than a single, of course. Shaman follows it up with a hex. Now they have to make some sort of move. I see the Paladin waddling forward in frog form, so I make sure to snare them. And because usually when a Paladin moves in, it's for a Hodge, so I have to use sack to catch up. That's a big important cooldown. That's a 2-minute recharge. You get 2 charges of big talent for that, so happy to see it. Damage doesn't stop. Paladin moved in way too much. Just used a sack. I figure let's switch on to the Paladin, and yeah, pops melee wings, which is a very potent healing cooldown in addition to being a damage cooldown as well. So yeah, keep hitting the Paladin just because, I feel like I'm getting some good hits on it. Force the bubble on their melee wings, so they didn't even get full value out of that wings. I mean, they probably got like 3 or 4 globals between all the CC and stun that we applied. So this is really good, I'm happy to switch. Part of the reason that I think I do so well in 2s with the Rsham is because of our ability to switch. We don't have to commit to one target. We can kill anything. And with the Paladin, swaps need to happen, or else you just lose all momentum from those bops and those sacks. So yeah. Mana is about even right now between both healers, and I feel like that is a personal choice of my shaman because purges are very expensive, and they're a luxury. They're nice to have. You don't need a purge to win, but it definitely speeds things up and creates kill windows when you suddenly remove a bop where they might have had one for a full 10 seconds. Lucky to get a kick here. Definitely, try to parlay that into more damage. I didn't notice that my shaman was going for a hex on the Paladin, but hey, it is what it is. Paladin is kiting for her dear life, and I'm happy to follow him around the corner. I know I'm good. I have Rallying Cry. I have Enraged Regen. I got the Battle Trance hot flowing, so yeah, they're both dead. Like, they're so dead. Like, okay, he pops Enraged Regen just to live here, and I'm like, okay, whatever, just a ton of more damage in. Let's work on that mana bar. Paladin's down to 50k mana, about 45% I'd say, and still in a really bad place. He has to do a lot of healing to the point where I don't even think Holy Light will be enough. So there's the melee wings again. This time I'm trying to kite the melee wings. I don't want to give her even a chance to swing once or twice to heal. She can still heal through that judgment during that cooldown, but definitely not as nice as being able to Crusader Strike as well and auto swing during it. So yeah, still kind of low on both of them. Low mana, low HP, fresh out of cooldowns and trinkets. They're in a very bad spot. And we just keep up the pressure. Never let up once. Looks like I'm doing a solid 7k DPS per second, which isn't bad for a plate target. Almost want to use my leap there. I don't though, because I know, you know, it'd be kind of foolish. This is a good leap right here, I think. It would be even better if I had a fear up to use right there. Just continue PvEing this warrior. Paladin dangerously low on mana. Tries to go in to make something happen. I don't know what she's planning. Probably a Hodge. I don't allow it though. And all that time she spent walking forward, she's now retreating to her pillar. Warrior, same deal. I'm gatekeeping, you know, nothing gets past me without, you know, paying a hefty price in HP, so they're essentially CCing themselves when they do stuff like that, and they don't commit. If either of them committed there, they would have died. Because my Shaman would have been adding in lava bursts on top of my 7k DPS. So yeah, Paladin's feared, Warrior's stunning just to live. This is really good when you can make their, when you can force them to use their cooldowns defensively, their stuns defensively, where they weren't getting pressure. It's just so good. Paladin got the Hodge, but at the cost of the Warrior's life. You know, to be honest, you know, they didn't really have much of a choice there. Very good matchup because the Shaman can purge a lot of those big defensive cooldowns. Next we're playing Survival Hunter and Rested Druid. Shaman is kind of skeptical about this. I wasn't though. So the big thing about Survival Hunters is they have this undispellable net that also reduces your hit chance by like 90% or 100 or something like that. So it's a really tough cooldown to deal with. Nonetheless, Survival Hunters take a good amount of damage being male, and their pet's also a liability sometimes because it's a big part of their damage. You know? And it also grants freedom to allies and Roar of Sacrifice, so the pet is a very valuable target as well if you can't hit anything else. Rested Druids, since their nerf a few weeks ago, do go relatively quickly. We're not even a minute into the match, and the Rested Druid almost has 20% mana missing. Real shame I couldn't hit the fear on the Druid as well there. Anytime the Druid comes in like this, you know, they dash in, they use their mobility just to get in there. I know I'm going to have a great experience connecting on them when they do, because they won't have that mobility to get out. So that's kind of how I view these healer run-ins on a lot of matchups. Did they use any mobility to get in? If they did, then I'll probably switch to them and hit them and punish them. If they didn't, then I sometimes will hit them. Sometimes I'll just use CC to, you know, just kind of put them on ice. Hex goes down, really good. I'd try to get full value out of that Hex by hitting the pet, you know, while he's hexed. Then I switch to the Hunter. Managed to stun him during his disengage, which is really clutch. If you can do that, it, you know, ruins their mobility for until it comes back up again. Forced a tree form, really happy about that. The way I see it, tree form, nothing's gonna die, but increased, you know, mana usage during it because everything is like instant. So they're gonna go crazy healing, and their mana bar is gonna reflect that. Shaman Links, personally I didn't think that was needed, but you know, whatever the healer feels comfortable with. A little confusion I think between the Rested Druid and the Hunter. It feels like they shouldn't be cloning me if they're trying to kill me right here. You know, just a little bit of extra catch-up time for my shaman. See the druid trying to edge out and then go in for the Ferrari move. Nope, stun it. Really good. Force the bark skin. Hunter gets the trap, but it's really inconsequential because I have a hot up on me going into that trap. I have the battle trance hot. I'm healing a decent amount, you know, just being fury and bloodthirst. So managed to get a fear on the druid, get a little quality time with the hunter. Nice hex conversion out of that fear since he was in human form. And just get a stun on the druid because, you know, stun came off cooldown. Vortex prevents me from being too frisky, but I walk out of it first, thankfully. Connect back on the druid. Druid is a very good target as well as the hunter, so I try to hit the druid when I can, hunter when I can't. They're going very quickly. Our shaman didn't purge as much this game, so just chilling it, like nearly 75% mana. Shamans are very mana efficient in this current patch. I love it. A little bit more confusion. Like I feel like that wasn't the best play to cyclone me. You know, especially when they're so low on mana already. Cyclone is 5% of the mana bar per cast. Just yeah, I don't know. There's a turtle. Howling, piercing howl on the druid. Just spamming it to catch up. There's tree form again. I'm gonna try to pressure what I can through it because there's such little mana to go around. I feel like he would have been topped off by now if he could. He has Innervate, so that's gonna save him. That's gonna allow him to cast without regard to mana. So he got saved by that Innervate there. But I'm gonna continue to collect my mana attacks by hitting this hunter. Hunter goes in for the trap. Good on him. Pops his racial there. And the thorns really are doing more damage to me than the hunter, I feel like, at that point. Get the intimidation stun. I'm not worried. The shaman's going to come out of stun right here, right now. Cycloned at half. Well, 40%. Not too worried. I like that play by them. You know, I'm a big proponent of keeping two targets low at the same time. I decide, you know what? I'm just going to hit this pet. This pet is valuable to the hunter. The druid's going to want to heal it. Shaman gets the idea too. Lines with me. Hunter comes to us after all. Use the net on the shaman. I love it. Because that net goes on me. It's quite nasty. And I can't hit anything. You know, it's kind of desperate for them, you know, trapping a shaman when you're already at 25% HP. So yeah, he just goes down, you know, there's just not enough hots to support. Shaman talking a little trash, you know, arena gets competitive. We've all been there. And as you can see, you know, I was just only 300k over the damage on the hunter. I think the self-healing of Fury really makes a difference. Next match is against the Assassination Rogue and each pal. I have no idea where the rogue or who the rogue is going to open on, so I try to position myself in the middle of the arena in a spot where the rogue will have to use some sort of cooldown to escape once we engage, and also where I can charge or leap to my shaman to peel if the shaman gets opened on. Go for a charge there. Rogue cheaps me out of it. I'm alright with that. There's evasion right away. Punish it with the Stormbolt. Rogues in most classes with evasion hate most classes just hate getting stunned on their defensive. So yeah, he trinkets that, but he can't do anything about the fear, so his evasion is wasted. At this point, now I finally get that, you know, connection time without anything, you know, artificial on the way. Trinket, cloak, evasion all gone. I'm just pounding away on this rogue. It's a wonderful thing. Dragon Roar, because I see he turns to go on my shaman. He's in a really bad spot. Paladin's gonna have to pump some serious heals, and already his mana bar is starting to go down. There is sack, but I'm happy to do that. Look how much damage the Paladin took from me hitting that squishy rogue. If I were to hit the Paladin in that same amount of time, his bar would go down like half as much, but because of that leather, you know, Paladin's taking way more damage than he normally would. In twos, I'm not so, you know, keen on switching just because of a sack. I'm happy to let that Paladin soak extra damage and create pressure, you know, overall. Rogue is just not having a good time. I'm just slicing her up. There's the feint. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot though. It's 30% damage reduction if talented into it during its duration. So yeah, I'm happy to hit the rogue. You know, this is a great trade for us. There's Bop, just cause. Aura Mastery from Paladin. Getting a nice stun Warbreaker combo. Warbreaker increasing damage taken by 15%. It's a level 100 talent. Best talent in the row in my opinion. So yeah, Rogue tried to go hit the Shaman, didn't get much out of it. Had to walk back, waddle back, and before he even got back, I Dragon Roared. So yeah, they got nothing done like this entire game, and it's really showing. They're low on HP, they're low on mana, they're low on cooldowns. They have their trinkets at least now again. Good hex on the Paladin, meaning the rogue might die here. Kidneys to save her life. 5, you know, well, full kidney, 6 seconds. Gatekeeping again, preventing that rogue from connecting on the shaman without penalty, and yeah, pays for it. It almost feels one-sided when you play the match correctly. If I were to try to do a healer rush, like I leave the rogue alone on the shaman and I go on the paladin, the rogue might win. That poison damage still is very potent, cutting through shaman armor, ignoring mail entirely. Rsham, Assassination Rogue. So this map changes the dynamic a little bit, as well as the addition of a shaman over HPAL. Rogue still takes a ton of damage. So I primarily hit the rogue when I can. But if I can't, shaman can get it too. Get a double fear here, very happy about that. I am alright with being the stun target because every time I get stunned, I get a nice little heal from the Azurite trait called Azurite Fortification. It's a 3rd row talent on most pieces of gear. And you get stunned, whenever you get stunned, rooted, knocked back, that is a auto heal without a GCD, or a cooldown. So yeah, Rogue is being quite dodgy, so I just hit the Shaman, and the Rogue has to come back to me to peel. That's the wonderful thing about it. You know, they will come back sooner or later, or else they'll just automatically lose if they don't peel. So yeah, get back on my desired target again, Rogue. Even after this, you know, nerf where rogues do, assassination rogues specifically do 5% less damage, they still hit pretty well during a full kidney. Gotta respect that. There's the evasion. Of course, I'm gonna Stormbolt into it. He trinkets it because it just feels disgusting, you know, having your evasion negated by a stun. You triple DR kidneys me, I think, so unfortunate for them. I get rooted, but a shaman root is very nice. It doesn't mess with your hit chance. Druids can talent into a 100% mischance root, so can hunters. So it's always a pleasure to be rooted by Shaman instead. At least I can still hit things outside of it. Shaman has to trinket just out of panic for his rogue's HP bar. I think I got him to like 20% there with that dragon roar. So I'm just kind of keeping them both snared here. It's a beautiful thing. They're chasing the Shaman, and they're just getting chopped up. Cloak for seemingly no reason. Perhaps Earth grab totem slowed him down a little bit. Another desperation kidney on me. He would have loved to use that kidney on the Shaman, but he just can't risk being stuck behind a box. Almost dies here. Very low. Forced the Spirit Link. Love it. Now they're both down in the shitter. 20% HP. Just desperately living, you know, like he uses his self healing potion, uses his feint, uses everything. He's just trying to kite me, and I get access to his back for a few globals, and that's that. That Shaman's mana doesn't matter when he won't be able to catch up in enough time. He'd have to sit there and cast, and that's just with the Wind Shear and the Hex. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Shamans have amazing instants for healing, but once they're gone, they have to cast like everybody else. Rematch against this team, this time on the new arena map. Get a fear on the Shaman. Doing what I can. Rogue trinkets. This is really good. Got my Siege Breaker up. Rogue is just really committing on this map to the Shaman more so than the other one, because it's a little bit more open design. So what I do when I'm hitting a rogue like this and the healer is nearby, I try to drag the rogue. I know the rogue will follow me. I try to drag him towards the healer so I can threaten that kick while I'm still fighting the rogue. And I have arena 1, 2, 3 macros. Some people like to use focus, same difference, you know. So I am positioning as close to melee range as I can on the Shaman, so if he tries to cast anything, I can kick it while I'm already on the rogue and just create huge pressure out of nowhere. There's evasion. Get the kick on the Shaman. A little bit reckless of him. Rogue swaps to my Shaman. I know the Shaman, I've kind of worked it out with my Shaman where he will drag melee to me for peels. So I use that time to hit the Shaman while that's happening. We use Link here. No big deal. We haven't used any cooldowns yet. There's Cloak. So Rogue is without evasion, without Cloak. He's using feint here, and he's just taking a lot of damage, more than I am. He's blinded. Not worried at all. As you can see, my HP bar is moving up. So glad to see that. That little blue flag you're seeing on the Rogue is Battlefield Precision. I have 2 pieces of gear with it. It pretty much is an increased damage taken buff. They figure they need a reset here. The Shaman needs a drink or something. He's way behind on mana. I'm not sure if he was purging there or he just had to do some hard healing casts. So I try to keep in combat here, prevent the Rogue from getting sat. He garrotes me, and then there's the cheap shot, probably a subterfuge. Get a Dragon Cry on both so they can't do anything offensive. Like run up and stun the Shaman. I probably should have leaped to the Rogue right here, but I figure, save it. So now they're playing a little bit, they're changing up their game plan. This is 1.5 games now where just trying to tunnel the Shaman, brute force isn't working. I leap up here to connect, and I'm not sure if they're aware, but yeah, I can still be healed from the floor. So I'd be in trouble if the Rogue didn't do this, but he did. He ran down, allowing me to charge and connect again. Get a stun here. Trinkets it, evasions. Shaman has a healthy distance. They're out of mobility. Keeping Howl up on both of them. really good. Rogue is sitting this full fear. Didn't know the shaman was gonna hex the enemy shaman, or else I would have switched to the rogue there. All good though. We're winning heavily in mana if you take a quick peek down there. Also guys, I forgot to mention, if you look at the bottom left hand of the screen, you will see every global I'm using through a cooldown, and it's Trophy GCD if you want to see what I'm pressing and when. So yeah, now we're back to the status quo. You know, I'm gatekeeping for the shaman, and I'm doing more damage, so we're gonna win by default through mana. Rogue is in a tough spot. Does he peel for his shaman, or does he go on my shaman? He's lining his healer quite handily. I love this. He has to eat a full stun finally with Rampage combo. Just vanishing to survive. I love it. So I'm just getting free hits. They're CCing themselves. You know. This is a little dicey. Shaman could have died here. Probably should have went with him. Fear comes up. As you can see, I'm already pressing it before the global comes off. Through Spirit Link, we're able to balance out again. And yeah, Shaman is out of cooldowns, out of mana. It just became too much. Not sure what dampening was at, but yeah. Alright, next, Resto Druid, Survival Hunter. I believe this is the same team that I played earlier on Hook's Point. With two stealthers, I just kind of let them have the opener they want. More than happy to take this opener. Able to get, you know, the hunter alone with a corner to hide behind if I am about to get cloned. You know, I didn't have to do this right here. I could have sat behind the pillar and tunneled down the pet in retrospect. Get a nice double fear on both. Just chunking the hunter. There's his Bestial Wrath. There's all his damage cooldowns. So, I still feel pretty comfortable through it all. I have a good line with my shaman, so I just hit the pet. Happy to do that while avoiding hunter damage. As you can see, the druid is spending a lot of mana keeping that pet up. Huh. When I'm trapped, that's just, I can't ask for a better situation, because shaman can dispel it, you can kite it if he wants to, which he did there, and the hunter just gets nothing done while putting me on DR. I love it. Oh, I thought that was a freezing trap. Yeah, tar trap is a better choice there for a warrior. Speeding up this pet, and the pet's really important to them. It gives them so much, you know, utility. He dies here. I figure this is my chance. He's gonna stop and try to cast this. This is a power play moment where you can really get some damage in on a hunter and not have to worry about any sort of retaliation. So they have to clone me just to get that pet up, meaning I'll be on DR for quite a bit. Great trade. Got in a lot of damage there too. It looks like the druid got a drink of some kind. Back up to 83k mana. Trapped again. I like it. They're completely changing their approach this game. From last game they tried to kill me. Now they're going to try to CC me the entire time. Rooted, and I can't do anything about it. Even Stormbolt will miss. The only thing that will hit enemy players while you are rooted by a hunter like that, or a druid with the undispellable root talent, is Piercing Howl, and I believe Dragon Shout. Don't ask me why. They're also part of the physical school, so. Cloned again. Earthen Wall goes down from my Shaman. Stop the next clone with the Fear. Stun the Druid just to try to get more quality time alone with the Hunter. He starts to back out. I'm happy to hit the Druid while he does that. Forces dash just to get away. Alone with the Druid, no Hunter peels to worry about. I get bashed here. A little bit of a sloppy overlap. There's still 2 seconds left on that bash. Could have been some damage time from the Hunter. But yeah. Still connecting on the Druid. Rooted here. Can't do anything but howl for my Shaman. Forced the true Druid form due to the pressure I got on the Druid there. I'm going to get spam cloned. Shaman knows the deal, running around, LOSing the Hunter, very close to the circle. Very smart play by him. Half cloned. Rooted. They're just really trying to connect with the Shaman and nothing else. So I'm like, you know what? I'm on full DR. Let me do something. He peels for the Druid right away. He understands what's going to happen. So yeah, disengages. He's just trying to avoid me at all cost and damage the Shaman. So hit him from the top floor. Always a good move. This is what healers go through, by the way. They get trapped and cloned like this all game. It's interesting that I'm the one being trapped and cloned and all that. So I try to howling or piercing howl right when the stun ends because it's kind of wasted. You know, they're not going to go anywhere when they're stunned. So I try to time the dragon cries and the dragon shout and piercing howls as soon as the stun ends. I kind of use it to finish off the stun combo. That way I'm getting full duration value out of it. As you can see there, so frustrating. Can't hit anything while I'm rooted there. Druid's getting low on mana. Shaman is too, but I think it's by choice from purging hots and the like, bark skin, thorns. Getting CC comboed here. The Shaman gets a nice heal over time while in Ghost Wolf, so I think this is more than ideal. Being able to run around 4 different corners. Trapped again. Shaman is able to get me out of that. Feign death from the Hunter. Bash. I'm alright with sitting it, because I know the clone's just going to follow right away. Druid is alone on the other side of the map from his Hunter, so I'm able to get in a very nice Warbreaker Rampage combo. Rooted. The root's over. Due to the distance, the Hunter had to span to get to me, so I get some alone time with the Hunter again. Tree form is up, so they will get healed, they will get topped off, but at a significant mana cost. Look how much he's spending there, like 2k at a time for these regrowth, instant regrowths. Things are getting desperate. Hunter is living on the edge. Thought he died there for real, but you know, that Razan's child dot is not that powerful. Hunter thinks he's sneaky, getting a little 1-2 on the shaman around the corner. I leap here, and he just dies from a heroic throw and a lava burst. Druid is going for a drink there. You got the drink, but I got his Hunter. Shaman hopping off a little bit in chat. You know, it can be frustrating to play against, you know, these kind of teams sometimes. Better out than in, I guess. Little BM from the shaman, having a sit on the Hunter's head. It's just how it goes. Nothing new. People do it in all sorts of different PvP games. First-person shooters especially. Alright, something new. Rsham Havoc. So I noticed that the DH used mobility to get in, which is kind of impatient and a bad move on in my opinion. Because now he doesn't have as much to escape or kite once I connect. So, you know, DH is a leather class, so they will take a leather damage when I hit them. And you'll see that here throughout the match. It's very close to a rogue shaman matchup. Shaman plays very aggressive here, almost in the same melee range as the DH most of the game, meaning I can get these double fears quite reliably whenever they're up. So I see the blur here, try to hit into the back of the DH when blur is happening, because it's a 50% dodge and 30% reduced damage cooldown. It's up every minute, which that's part of the reason DH is so frustrating to fight against. Is their wall, that blur spell, is up every single minute. So yeah. Do enough damage to the shaman, the DH actually turns around, which is nice because that's just less time that my shaman has to dodge a stun into mana break combo. Out of range of the totem feels bad. Have to sit the full 8-second route. Banished here. This DH is running Detainment, so this is an undispellable version of the Imprison ability, which is normally just to incapacitate. So get some alone time here with the DH. Very good. Get the Warbreaker, so he takes 15% more damage. Shaman is like desperately trying to heal. He was lining his shaman the entire time. Shaman comes in, I'm gonna hit him. You know, keep them both low. Full stun on shaman. Again, my shaman hexed their shaman when I was hitting him. We're playing these games without a voice, by the way, so I hope you don't think less of us. You know, it's not like we're doing that on purpose. So yeah, that's an earthen wall totem I realized that I'm hitting the DH in. So I figured, let me hit the shaman. I try not to leave a DPS alone with my shaman for too long. So as you can see, I gave up there and went back to the DH. Nice cap totem by my shaman. Hit the shaman because he's the closest thing to my healer. Doing a very good job of kiting the DH and Ghost Wolf, healing all the while. Get a charge here. Stun. Their shaman is in Africa. A lot of unhealable damage about to go out here. There's meta. I'm alright hitting a DH in meta, because my heals still usually overpower theirs. They get 20% leech if they talent into it. As you can see, he has to nether walk just to live. He would have died there. Terrible move. I don't know what happened. I think I tabbed too much and I stormbolted a totem. That would have been very bad for the shaman if I could have got that off. He had no trinket. We're pretty far into dampening now, and that would have been really painful. Get a fear on the shaman. Very happy about that. I am detained by Trinketed, and yeah, there's darkness from the DH, which gives them a, I think 50, 30, 50, or 70, depending on how it's talented, I think, chance to avoid damage completely. We're in a great spot here, you know, both of them are super low, or in CC, or both. And yeah, DH is put in an impossible position. Continue damaging the healer, which is his goal. I mean, he talented mana break just for that. Or peel for the shaman, and didn't matter in the end. Rematch against this team, now on Hook's Point. The map shouldn't make too much of a difference in this matchup, since we're both melee DPS, and we both have the same healer. A missed mana break, very good for us. Shaman is kiting the Metamorphosis, really good. I think he's stuck in Earth Grab behind the wall there. So it goes both ways, you know. Warriors aren't the only ones who have to deal with roots. Get the DH alone behind a pillar here. I'd say that's really reckless, but the DH, yes, meta again. This is the long version. Stun him on his blur, really good, negating that dodge chance. He's taking reduced damage, but still to be able to damage him on his defensive CD is very nice. Shaman is lava bolting me, hexing me. It's all good. Shaman with a very well timed dispel got the root and the hex in the same global. Very nice combo on the DH. Force Netherwalk again, just like last game. Showing off how squishy DHs really can be outside of blur. So I already had some momentum going on the shaman. I chose to continue that. And the DH chose to peel for the shaman. I probably shouldn't have hit him out of that earth grab there, but I was more than willing to just sacrifice that for damage and mana efficiency. And the cap totem, doing what I can. Don't want to leave the DH alone on the shaman too long, so I charge back. Perhaps with this team, it's more of a teamwork issue on their part, but it just felt like I got a lot of 1v1s or 2v1s. Detained, but by the time, you know, it's over, you know, yeah, they didn't really get much value out of that. So I don't have CC for a bit, just trying to pump as much damage as I can. When you have them playing defensive on their Metamorphosis, and other offensive CDs, you know you're doing well. There's Darkness, that's a 3-minute cooldown, so I know we're winning. They have no trinket for about a minute apiece. DH is very overextended, considering he doesn't have any. Okay, there's Blur right there. I have stun in like a few seconds here. Use it now. He's in a lot of trouble. Hexed and rooted at the same time, making it very nice from a shaman. Just one dispel takes care of all of it. Kick him on the I-beam. There's another walk to live. Another walk, by the way, reducing damage taken by 100%, but you can't attack. You can just move around. That's it. During its duration, get a double fear here. Even though it's a spirit link, still more than happy to hit the DH here and just finish him off. You know, Shaman was in a hex. He was low mana anyways. No trinket. Kill window finally appeared.
Oh,